Hey everyone, so today I want to talk about something I think is super cool and interesting to me, how wolves became dogs. It's kind of crazy to think that the pets sleeping on our couches or in our beds used to be wild predators in the woods, but scientists have found that the story of dogs is basically the story of how humans and animals started working together thousands of years ago, and evolution and domestication has taken over. So let's start way back, over 15,000 years ago. According to Virginia Morell in Scientific American, wolves started hanging around early human camps. They weren't attacking the humans at all. They were just eating the leftover food that the people threw away, didn't eat, didn't want, cooked wrong. And the wolves that were calmer and less aggressive were able to stick around, and the humans didn't mind. While the meaner and more aggressive ones probably got chased off by the humans or the lesser aggressive wolves that wanted to keep the relationship between them solid. Over time, the friendlier wolves had pups that were also friendlier because they inherited the same genes, similar genes as their parents, and mannerisms. Eventually, they turned into a whole new type of animal, the very first dog. So it wasn't like people went out and just said, I'm going to tame a wolf because I want a pet. It kind of just happened naturally, and both sides, the wolf or dog and humans, both benefited from it because the wolves provided a sort of protection to the people in their camps back over 15,000 years ago. So the genetics of evolution. Now, genetics help fill in some of the blanks that we didn't know before. A 2020 study by Anders Bergstrom and other scientists found that dogs probably came from more than one group of wolves, so domestication didn't just happen at once. It happened in a few different places across Europe and Asia. As wolves adapted to living near humans, their genes started changing. They developed traits that helped them live off human food, like being able to digest starch better, and they started to look different as well. Their genes and their phenotypes started to be expressed differently. Smaller faces, rounder eyes, and basically a more puppy-like face, which made people want to keep them around even more than before when they were wolves. So there's changes in the brain as well, along with the genetics, and the brain changed a lot. A 2023 review by Tancredi and Cardinale in Genes said that domestication wasn't just about looks. It was about behavior and emotions as well. Dogs became better at reading human faces and emotions, understanding human gestures and hand gestures, and reading their mood. And they became less fearful of the humans and more trusting. That's a big reason why dogs today are so in tune with us. They've evolved to care about how the humans feel and what they are feeling. So they're not just wild animals, they have evolved to care for humans in their specific home. How different are wolves and dogs? Scientists still compare wolves and dogs today to figure out how different they really are. In 2022, Frederick Range and Sarah Marshall Passini found that wolves are better problem solvers in some situations. Like if you give them a puzzle box, such as in the picture in the top left of the pictures, it's a box that dogs are supposed to move around and try and dig through and get their treats, so they get rewards when they figure it out. It's supposed to be a form of entertainment for dogs. Wolves would be able to figure it out on their own. However, dogs are better at working with humans than the wolves, so they become kind of reliant. They'll look at humans for help instead of trying to do everything on their own. And so basically, dogs traded some independence for teamwork that comes with the humans. And the partnership is what makes them so special in many people's households across America and the world. The unknown. Even with all the research, there's still stuff we don't know. Catherine Bruce and her team in Frontiers in Psychology said that scientists are still trying to figure out exactly when and how this all started. What genes make dogs loyal or friendly? Did humans pick certain traits on purpose? Or did evolution just kind of do its thing while we lived side by side? There's still a lot of questions left to answer. Because this happened so long ago, some of these questions may never be answered. There wasn't a lot of documentation or scientific studies going on back then looking into this because evolution happens over such a long period of time that no one knows it's going to happen. Alright, so now we get into the human side of evolution. Dogs didn't just evolve, they evolved with humans as well. They helped us hunt. Back in the old days when we needed to scavenge and hunt for food, they would go and retrieve the shot ducks or whatever it was that we were hunting and bring it back. Many dogs still do that today and are trained to do that, just not as common. They protected us, like I said earlier, back at the encampments. Even today, there's still some protected dogs that people train to keep them safe and bark at intruders and just protect their families. And eventually, they became part of our families. That's more common today, where you see all the dogs just kind of getting walked, pets, getting petted, treats, and all that. Treated like a king. But humans changed too. We learned empathy and cooperation from living with them. So the next time your dog runs up to you, wagging their tail, just remember, that's 15,000 years of history standing in front of you. That's not just a pet. It's a partner and a man's best friend. In conclusion, dogs are a distant relative to wolves. While yes, they are the same animal, they have become so different due to the evolution and domestication throughout the 15,000 years since this began. Dogs evolved with many years to help the humans in their hunting practices, the protection, all of that, so there's a mutualism kind of benefit there to both the humans and the dogs. Dogs had biological changes in their DNA and in their brains to help them around the humans. And, I mean, if you're so inclined, I'm sure your dog would love a treat. Thanks for watching. I hope you learned something new about how wolves became dogs. If you've got a dog at home, give them a treat. They've definitely earned it after everything that their ancestors went through. These are some of the sources I gained my information from. Hope you guys are having a great day, and continue having a great day.